Howdy, this is Chris Decato with another Pro Tools poke around session thing, whatever. And if you know the song, you kind of know what it's about. It's a Guy Capecelatro song called Some Small Relief from his new record called Hope is a Thing with Feathers. And it's heavy, very heavy record, and I'm not going to go in too deep into the whole thing other than to say that it was quite a journey to do this stuff with him, and humbling and beautiful and sad and terrible, all kind of rolled into one giant thing. So, but to jump into the songs, there's a ton of stuff to show, and I've actually tried a couple of times to get through the song and not gotten everything in that I want to get, and so I'm going to try. So the first thing, so this is Guy's guitar that he sent, and his vocals up here. I'm going to just kind of play that a little bit. So this is the top of the song, and I was kind of hearing it as always hold up in my... I'm actually going to jump to this break because there was a break that kind of wrote the song for me that he had put in, and it's right here. I don't know how you go on. The conclusion seems foregone. Right here where he just throws in another time around. Do my best. So that break right there kind of wrote the whole song for me. I knew exactly what I wanted to do, as far as where, I mean, obviously this is where the band comes in, and this is where we go. There's these different levels. There's kind of the opening, which is kind of like I was hearing it like a pre-intro or something in his first stanzas, and when he first starts to sing. And then that there would be another level in before this break, and then the break is where the band comes in, and then there's that level, and then there's another level, and then there's the bridge, which is a whole, that's, you don't even hear the snare drum until it gets to that bridge part, which is just before we go back down to the beginning again, where we go back to the living room kind of thing, which is kind of what I've been thinking of this. So to get to this next place from here, I was hearing, it's a Rolling Stones song. Let me bumble around here, and whoops, it's this one and this one, and get this back so we can turn this acoustic guitar on. There's a Rolling Stones song where the intro of the song is a boys' choir, and there's some stuff that goes on, and then it gets traded by taken over by an acoustic guitar, which is what I did here. It's totally inspired by that. It's, you can't always get what you want. So in a weird way for me, this was like the beginning of the song. It's kind of how I was hearing that. And it sets up to get into this where the break happens. I don't know how you go on. The conclusion seems foregone. Right, so that brings us to the next level. So, and this is where the drums came in. There's a whole bunch of stuff, guitars, a few electric guitars and steel and organ, and I'm not going to go too deep into all of this business because I want to kind of show some of the drums. I was experimenting with some different ideas. Once the band comes in, sorry, blowing you out. So this is before I figured it out. This is my first attempt. So that obviously wasn't right. I'm going like, what do I play in there? That ain't it. So what's this one do? I was really loving that tom. That became the thing more than the kick. And at some point, it looks like this one. Like I started to figure out that if I meatball, so like a meatball, like it really hit the chord changes in the breaks, but then pump through the, I don't know. How do you talk about that? This meatball, boom, then do. So it's kind of like that's where that the idea of riding the tom through those parts and then hitting the meatballs. Anyways. So yeah, and so you don't even really hear the snare until this next section. So here's the bridge. Just the acoustic and the drums. Let's turn the strings on or something. Thing. Yeah, so that brings us back to the living room kind of sound, and let's go. There's real quickly. I'm going to try to show. Guy had originally kind of ended the song kind of where he's done singing. And that's what I want to play for you. It's these last couple lines here. Make sure I don't have anything else on. And for me, just this, it couldn't be the end of the song. It couldn't be. And I don't know why, but I just started this kind of hoping for some magic cure. Like that was it. The end of that was the end of the song. And when I was adding this, I think it was this acoustic, I was just hearing the pedaling to start again. Wishing for some small right here. Relief. All the trouble you've endured, hoping for some magic cure. And so this guitar growing here, when the song couldn't be over for me, became this. I mean, I seriously almost smashed my guitar. Like all this frustration and anger really was coming out on this one chord. And I actually had to, all these little edits in here are to kind of, because I ended up really beating up my guitar at that point. And the drums, I was going to Keith Moon the drum set. Like every time I took I got to that point, it was grisly, really tough. And so that ended up getting kind of tempered by, which I thought it worked in the song for that to grow, and it couldn't end, so it had to fade out. So like I was trying to figure that out. And when Anna sent her vocals, she did this incredible thing with that section of the song that started earlier than I wanted it to, but I'm gonna play you that because it's really stunning. If we can kind of solo out, like we'll hear his vocal, we'll hear that acoustic, maybe the steel, and listen to it like that.
Cold washcloth on your head, hot and clammy from the sweat. Try and lull you into sleep, wishing for some small relief. All the trouble you've endured, hoping for some magic cure.
Yeah, so yeah, and then everything turns back on. What is that? Oh yeah, so here. So yeah, there's a little bit of technical business to make all that work that way, but I don't want to get into all that part. There's a whole bunch of other stuff I could show, but I think this is probably long enough. And I hope you enjoyed watching, and I'll have some more, some different songs over the next couple of days. I'll be getting together and posting. So I hope you enjoyed, and if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to, do the YouTube thing, whatever. All right. Thanks for watching.